Hello everyone and welcome back. It's time for Panzer Corps and we're here in Crete, so the third mission of the 1941 campaign. May 21st, 1941. Operation Mercury is proceeding at full pace, Herr General. Your objective is to join the initial paratrooper operation that started yesterday and to occupy all enemy objectives. Before you board your transport to join the troops at the front, I have a few important intelligence details to share with you. Firstly, you should be aware that the initial wave of Fallschirmjägers has encountered serious resistance and has only secured a single airfield for use, just south of Retimnan. It is vital for you to reinforce and secure this area immediately, or else you risk not having any airfields for your aircraft to resupply. Secondly, we have reports that the British have moved several warships in from the east, so avoid them at all costs. To help screen your landing forces from them, a detachment of Italian destroyers has been placed under your temporary command. Thirdly, although most of the British air assets have fled to North Africa, we have reports that a few formations have been left behind on Crete, so be prepared for them. Good luck, Herr General. You might need a lot of it here. So in the first time, which was at Arras, they said you might need it here. And I guess the Feldmarschall or the commander, I believe it's the Feldmarschall, he must think this mission is significantly harder than Arras, because now we need a lot of luck, and last time we only needed a little. Deployment screen. The Krautschützen. There we go. So I get to upgrade my units. Also, Panzer 2F, which is a recon. I think this has the nickname Lux. Panzer 2F Lux. But I need to check that. And then the Wurfrahmen. Using the Wurfrahmen in this game is a bit of a predicament. At least a predicament for using historical core, because the Wurfrahmen, as far as I find, were not divided into individual battalions or something. So, for example, there was not something like the 50th Nebelwerfer or the 50th Wurfrahmen Abteilung or something. No. Whereas there was something like Nebelwerfer Abteilung 4, for example. Oh wow, this is really bad. I won't be able to defeat that. Nah, I'm just kidding. But the problem is that they were not actually part of any particular Abteilung or battalion or something, as far as I can tell. I'm having a lot of trouble finding information on how these units were used, and the way I gathered they were mostly used is that they were, for example, divided into groups of Wurfrahmen to help, for example, the Panzer pioneers. Like, they were divided into each battalion, and then they got a couple of them. Like, they might give a few Wurfrahmen to the 1st Schützen Regiment, and then some to the Panzer Pioneer Battalion, or I don't really get how they used these units, and they surely were there. Like, there were a lot of Wurfrahmen actually, or relatively a lot, because they're technically just half tracks with the infantry, for example. You can buy these half tracks for them, and the Wurfrahmen are pretty much just half tracks with the rocket racks on them. You can even see that from the picture. So the infantry would have some half tracks, and then some of those half tracks would be Wurfrahmen, but they're not an individual unit. So that's where my confusion comes from. Like, I don't know how to represent that in Panzer Corps just yet. I'm gonna think about it. I said I wanted to get most units to 3 stars. So maybe that's just what I'm supposed to do for the moment. And give my units elites for now. And that kind of sucks. Especially for the Großdeutschland division, which I need to overstrength in order to represent that unit. But oh well. Okay, yeah, that dips you below that. Alright. Elites it is. Same for you. Also the tanks, I really want to get them up to 3 stars. At least I got some nice experience from that. So I think for the rest, damage is relatively mild. You can just go for regulars, you'll get there. Same for you. Same for you. Alright, not bad on prestige. Their repairs were a lot less bad than I initially thought, so that's okay. Yeah, let's talk about strategy on this map. So, my strategy for this mission. I want to once again divide my forces into 2 armies, both 3rd Panzer and 11th Panzer. 3rd Panzer will go over here, 11th Panzer will go over here. Now, I guess for this mission I'm not supposed to take any heavy forces. Well, first of all, let's upgrade the units that I need to upgrade to Krautschützen. So that's going to be Krautschützen Battalion 3 over here, and that's gonna cost me a bit. That's fine. Yeah, they have a different movement. They go from 2 walking to 8 wheeled movement. And also they go from 2 to 3 spotting, from 2 to 3 initiative, and yeah, some lesser defenses. But these are here for the scouting. So yeah, Krautschützen. And then I also have the 2nd Battalion of the 111th Schützen Regiment. Here we are. These guys also have a spotting hero. All my infantry has spotting heroes. No, I'm just kidding, but a lot of them do. Let's see, yeah, you have spotting. I have 2 more units with spotting, I believe. Movement, attack, or not. I believe this guy, yeah, spotting. Well, no matter. Yeah, so upgraded these to the Krautschützen. At least this way they already have some experience. I have no qualms with taking Krautschützen on this mission. It's fine. Like even though they might have these recon-y things here, that does not mean that all of the units within the 2nd Battalion of the 111th Schützen Regiment, it's not as if all of them had these motor vehicles. It's just that they had some of these motor vehicles with them, and that made them slightly or potentially faster, but they still have to keep up with the rest of the units. So I have no qualms with taking these, even though it's supposedly not heavy forces. I actually also don't mind taking the heavy infantry. To be honest, just no tanks, I think, and no recon, so no movement vehicles. Like, I already think that anti-tank, I'm not gonna deploy it, I guess. As for artillery, I'll only go for light artillery. I'll still have 4, so it's fine. Yeah, sure. So let's just see how we get to deploy it. So 3rd Panzer is gonna deploy I think down here, because that's likely the safest place on the right, because there are all cities here, so this is all going to be jammed full probably. So for these guys to go and land here on this side is probably good. And then I have the 11th Panzer, which I guess is going to deploy over here. But the biggest problem is that the enemy naval force is, well, obviously up here, because it can't be here in my deployment zone. So, yeah, those are naturally going to be on this side. So I have to be very careful not to run into them. Now, I will take with me both the heavy, like these two. So I'm not, I don't think I could take this Dornier, because the problem is that, say that there would be a destroyer here that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I lose this airfield, I'd be pretty much toast. I think it's pretty risky to deploy this. Whatever. You know, it's just you gotta take some chances here. So I'll probably deploy a significant portion of my air force, because I can't really deploy most of my ground forces anyway. Or at least some of my ground forces. Either way, let's take a look here. So for artillery, the 75th, that's going to be only the 12 strength here. And you guys as well, 75th. Then I get to deploy the 3rd Schutzen Regiment. Those include also the heavies. Like I said before, I don't actually mind deploying heavies and Crete Schutzen. I have no comps against that on this map, really. Like, I think an argument can be made for not deploying them, but it's fine. We're making a naval landing, so I think that it's fine to assume that they prepared for this, and that at least, you know, you can take some machine guns. It's just, you know, I'm sure they were able to take machine guns, and that's what these heavies are about. And then indeed the Crete Schutzen are debatable, but I think for them to take a couple of these over to the island on transport ships, you know, it could happen, maybe. So yeah, that'll be fine. Anyway, still part of the 3rd. I think that's it though for these guys. Yep. Because it's heavy. Yeah. Okay. So the 11th Panzer. I guess I kind of want to have the artillery up close. I guess. I'll give this group 1st and 2nd part of Großdeutschland Motorized Regiment. These guys go over here. I will deploy these guys as much to the west as possible, so that we might not get spotted. This is pretty tricky though. I'd like to keep them a little bit up, because I'm afraid that those enemy cruisers are likely to go down here to shell the units that I've deployed on Crete already. Because once they're done with my destroyers, or they don't see those, they're gonna go after the units that they can see, which is my ground forces at Crete. So they might either go up and try to attack these, or immediately go straight down. And I would think they would go for the closest unit, most likely. Yeah, I can pretty much deploy all of these, so it's just which ones do I want to land first. I guess the heavies, because they take the least damage then. So these are all tanks, all recons, AT guns, heavy artillery. Yeah, still deploying 3 fighters, of course. 4 fighters, I suppose. I still have 3 air units. These bombers here. There's this anti-aircraft gun though. Okay, so that's my full air force. I pretty much have nothing else to deploy here. Is there anything I could technically buy even? Like, I have all the strategic and tactical bombers that I need already. Not doing that. Not deploying Ramen. That's for sure. Nope. This is the Panzer 2F. I believe it's called Lux. Maybe not. That's what I was talking about before. Let's see which Italian units are available. It's a shame you can't actually add those to your team. It would be pretty funny. It's a pretty decent piece of artillery. It's, I think, exactly the same as the 150mm. At least in stats. This tank kit. Right. Oh well. Yeah, there's just not really anything that I want to buy. Not really. So I guess we'll just deploy with 1 less unit here. Yep. Yeah, so these guys gonna try to land somewhere over here. Ideally on this side, because I think that this side would be more heavily fortified again. We'll just have to fight our way through this area, which is probably going to be pretty tough, and on this side as well, and then hope that we can land the forces. We do have some extra troops up here as well. That's nice. It'll be tough fighting our way all the way to Heraklion, but well, I'll see. Let's just go. We do have a lot of AUX units here. So, alright, let's do this here landing first. We're probably gonna suffer a bit, but I'd like to get most of these guys out immediately so they can help next turn. So if they have vision of 2, so moving in here does not allow the enemies to attack me. Maybe they'll go with the artillery. That'd be great. And then I can also spot if there's something here. Let's actually put them here, because that blocks the enemy units as well. And if they want to go and shell and or attack it, that would be fine. Okay, so there's nothing there. So then if they would go up here, it doesn't matter as long as I put both artillery in there in one go. And the Kratschützen would have movement of 4 on this one, so I guess I want to land those guys. Then the rest of these troops just getting closer. Yeah, they can't land this turn anyway. Alright. That's the first part. Now comes the hard part, which is searching for enemy units here in the sea. Okay, I got 2 destroyers. Definitely going after these guys as fast as possible. And I'll use my bombers with the most fuel, which I think is these, the furthest away. Okay. And I want to catch these guys fast, because I need to destroy them as fast as possible. Because they're gonna cause trouble later on. So ideally some of my own will be left. But yeah, that's wishful thinking. I'd like to keep, for example, DR and Trento, though. It would be really nice to have those guys help up there, but I can expect my destroyers to go, for sure. Well, definitely going for some fighter support. Okay, and then the tricky part. So kinda need to land. Okay, they landed out there. Kinda have to attack the artillery already, though, regardless of whether they take the airfield or not. Because that artillery is the... like, I need to destroy the anti-aircraft, basically. In order to do that, I need to attack that thing. So I'm gonna try to get my units as close as possible. If they have artillery, it's probably not going to be on either of these hexes, but likelier here and or here, because this is non-victory. So I think I can at least move like this, and they're not likely to have something like a bunker in order to get a vision on these guys. So moving them like this is probably fine, as long as I don't run into enemy ships. But I'm trying to block those by moving like this. And yeah, they can go through, but there's no way they can reach this and or see that already this turn. Now, I could try... like, how do I see your fuel? There's... I don't think these guys have fuel even. These are just like gliders that do not consume fuel, I think. Doesn't look like it. Or I don't know, DFS 330? I've never heard of this plane. At any rate, I think they are most suited up there. Because my forces on this side can already land pretty quickly, like next turn. Whereas it might take longer here, and I need to secure this. So then I'd rather have these forces being close to this area. And that way they can land already on the next turn and really fight their way to secure this, and then I can quickly move upon that. Whereas these forces will fight their way through this, and this is the closest already, so that should be pretty decent, I think. I think they will work out. So this anti-aircraft can go after everything out here, except I suppose I have one fighter left, so I can't use my fighter bombers. Even if they're not gonna move up, I think, but let's just stay safe here and see what the AI does on their first air turn. Okay. Okay, so cruiser. Definitely have to... third cruiser. Okay, so they're actually very actively going towards this region. That is quite something. Very nice, rugged defense. Very pleased with that. Yeah, first turn is going to be toughest because they're all at half strength, or at least plenty of those guys are already reduced in... they've reduced efficiency. They're suppressed? Yeah, they are suppressed. That's the word. I was looking for that. They're suppressed. Yeah, so they indeed are going into this direction, so I have to be very careful here. At the very least, let's land you. And yeah, let's take a look. So I would like to secure this airfield, but that's going to be very tough with that artillery there. It's not necessarily a priority if I can hold on to this one. So let's just make sure that we finish off the units in a secure manner, using mass attack bonus and other things. Like on the... I can actually already attack this, it's pretty decent. Like on the next turn I can suppress this and then go for a joint offensive against their units. This is already like not good enough, I think. Right now I'd rather just retreat with those guys and make sure I get to attack on the next turn. So let's just pull you back, you here, because if they decide that they don't want to attack, that's also good for me. Okay, so if I put something in here, it should not be visible, I think. And this time again I will be able to land probably not 3 forces, but I want to have 3 forces at the ready to be deployed. Just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna use these bombers here in order to finish off the destroyers at the front, because I need to go and look at the cruisers. Well, let's just take a look here first. It's actually, I think, more important. So I need to finish off this infantry. Like making sure that the enemy's unit, that the enemy does not repair their units, it's probably for the best. But I definitely need to attack this. Because with the destruction of the anti-aircraft gun, I get to bomb the artillery too. They still have a couple of units. They're likely indeed to heavily damage quite a few of these, but I only need to stave off the initial units here. Let's see though. Let's finish that off. They have 12 naval and this one 10. So this thing is even better. So you're going to be used for the front one. Because they are most likely to wreak havoc. Oh, I'm getting pretty lucky here. Alright, that's good. Very good. Okay, very, very pleased with those results here. So, finishing off you. It's the closest one. For these guys, it will be a lot more difficult to get all the way there and to potentially attack them. And I also put this destroyer in the mix, so they're more likely to engage these than anything else. Now, and that leaves me with at least 2 fighters remaining. Mosquito is the most dangerous. Seems like, yep, I don't even have a very good attack on it. Okay, I kind of need to use this guy. Probably need a very serious mass attack bonus on that thing. So I'm gonna need 3 planes just to take down the Mosquito. It's crazy. I expect I do expect enemy fighters. Maybe it's not so good then, because they can attack only my auxiliary units. Yeah, probably. I'd like to keep these protected, so let's just do this for now. Yeah, that was still likely to happen indeed. Ooh, in this mission I'm having all the luck. I'm not complaining though. So what I'll do is one of these gets to land over here because they're right next to that fighter. Then I might be able to find a spot where the enemy cannot see my unit. That's unlikely. Actually, they're pretty likely to be attacked any which way. And I have a sensation that next turn there's gonna be enemy fighters. So the question is, do I want to land these guys then? Well, I think using the fighter bombers on this turn is probably also good. Most of the damage on the air forces can be repaired with regular replacements because they get experience pretty quickly. So I'm really looking to maximize my damage here. And these Fallschirmjägers are likely to be destroyed, but I'm gonna try and finish this off. No. Shame. Alright, well, too bad. I'm still gonna try and land these though, even though I think they'll probably get attacked here. Let's move you into the woods. Actually, I should have moved it here for the enemy reinforcement. Although if it reinforces, that might also be for the better. Bombers. Gonna stick them to the fighter for now. There are targets, but I'm not prepared to leave them without air support just yet. These guys, totally fine. Yeah, it's auxiliary, but... Okay, I want to go and land in this particular area. And these guys have a vision of 1. They're going to bomb down there. So I kind of need to sidestep. Vision 1, right? Yeah. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I want to stay out of its vision. Or out of its... operational range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So definitely not there. But I think this hides the units pretty well. Nice, it used its artillery on the bomber. And they are retreating. Perfect. Okay, as expected. Also as expected. Good. That is so good. That is really, really good. I'm really happy there. Alright. You landed. So... let's focus on these guys here, because I think, well, you need to land anyway. There was no fighter like I thought there would be. They'll likely have anti-aircraft there, so the unit that's, yeah, see, I definitely need to land my forces again already pretty soon. Let's have you the furthest away. And I still need fighter protection for sure. Like, if they're gonna send these ships out for repair, pretty much I don't need to attack them right now. It'll be anybody's guess where they are. Like, I wouldn't want to waste an attack here, and so say anti-aircraft over here, move here, and they can attack everything. Alright, let's just use the Italian bomber. Okay, so that's... I destroyed one. There's a second one. So the third one must still be operational because we saw 3. It must have moved up there. You have a vision of 1. That's a problem, really. They escaped. Alright, let's deal with that later. So... out here, these guys went for the destroyer, which worked very well. But their artillery moved out of range. So, the problem there is that I could not... yeah, I can shell here, but that's not going to be enough. 10-4. They're down to 6. Well, I have to do something with these guys. So they're likely to move up, attack my Krautschützen as well if once they see it, which I'm also not too happy about. What I kind of need to do is move around in such a way that my units are tough to beat. They might take the city, but I don't really care. Like, I think moving in there is just too problematic. So let's move you up. At least I have protection. Then deploy this part. Move the rest of these guys further up. Still have this destroyer to protect me for a bit. Yeah, so it's not going as fast as I might have hoped, but still it's working okay, I think. Land use, so they have a good target next turn. Okay, you're going in here. And you down. Destroy that. It's down to 1. Which is good. And it's fully suppressed. And then you attack down here. Fighter here. Attack the Sterling. Good. Sterling down. Bomb here. Also, the longer they're busy repairing a unit like this, the better for me. It's gonna be tricky to destroy. I should have left some air units. Well, it couldn't have all been good luck. Still, I'm gonna attack here, though. You in here, if they want to go after him, they could be my guest. Same here. They can... yeah, they can repair, that's fine. So currently their airfield is blocked. I know they had a third one, so I kind of have to just try and search that out, because this is problematic. So they were around here. I can look here. This is really we saw 3, so you know that I'm not gonna worry about that, but alright, let's just move you back. If I put you here, they could technically take back the airfield, but that's fine for this turn. I still have enough fuel on pretty much everything. Well, yeah, even on you for another turn. So I think definitely by having that secured, like the enemy, they can't. Technically, if they destroy this with you, they could move another unit in this hex, or retreat with these and then move a unit in here so they can attack the landing party. But I don't think they're very likely to do that. Or would they? They're already damaged, so I don't think so. Just to be sure, I'm gonna put my regular infantry up front here. Like, there's nothing in here, so these guys, for example, can't spot it already, this unit. It's invisible. And I guess the same kind of applies for here. Yeah, I can land these guys over here without being spotted. That looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna put the 10 strength infantry out. How much air protection do I have? Not much. Alright, so I'd better stay hidden then. Like, I thought it might be a good idea, but maybe I think I should just wait another turn. So let's move closer, but at the very least try to keep them hidden like this, so they aren't seen, at least for the enemy air forces. I think at least that's the idea. No enemy air forces though. Wow, that's some artillery blast. Lucky hit. Uh-huh. Okay, so they did take the airfield. Fair enough. Still think destroying this cruiser is definitely worth the Piaggio here. Okay, so we know there's no ship down here, but definitely investigating out here. Like I said, I'm so sure that is probably still a ship out here. Well, let's not use the battleship. Most of my forces have nearly landed. So it's probably not too useful to do that there. Okay, finish you off. And they get to drop artillery there. And kind of need to attack these. So destroying these shouldn't be that big of an issue. Then I guess take the airfield here back. Need to destroy this British infantry. Okay, so now that I have the airfield back and I can start, let's take the city though. They can move 1, 2, and they're blocked. And now that I can start deploying my units, at least in a relatively safe area. Let's make sure that the immediate vicinity at least is secure. So definitely using the Strat bomber in the hopes of pushing these guys here so I can bomb it again. No, that's not gonna happen here. Oh well. Yeah, so still start digging these guys out. And no, it's both 2. So I'm going to start going after these guys here. Okay, so the enemy might see my naval units on the next turn, so I kind of need to protect them. I need to make sure that they are safe. I need to, of course, move most of these guys over to the right. Let's just focus on this here, though. So first of all, I'm gonna move you down. Shell the artillery. Sweet. Otherwise, I would have used the destroyer just as well. Still attacking though. Not too bad. Still don't get to deploy too many units, but it's already looking pretty good. The luck continues. Nice. Might wait a little bit with digging these guys out. I think the Fallschirmjägers are very precious. They can do a lot of damage, and it would be a waste to throw them away for one dug-in infantry. Whereas if these guys attack me, they're gonna suffer a whole lot more damage. So not too interested in attacking there. Okay, let's try to also keep my units indeed out of vision still, just in case the AI decides to get frisky. And I also want to try and protect as many of them with my air units. So if I move you up here, they 1, 2, 3, 4, they couldn't land here, or they wouldn't be able to go here anyway. Alright, so they're protected. This is empty. I can take it whenever I want. I have no bomber targets for this turn, but I can live with that. Just that, huh? Well, Is this seriously 0-3? No, I actually need to shell them. As I stated before, I'd rather just wait and dig these guys out. Okay, now I have to be wary. But I actually rather go for artillery. Artillery is very dangerous, and this actually blocks most of the enemy units from moving my way. And yeah, so I think that that's kind of good. Enemy is probably not gonna attack into the Crouchitson with backup, and I'm still digging this out, so like it's 6-2 even without anything. I'm surprised my attack is so good here, if I may say so. Alright, so only one more unit to get out, the Schutzen Regiment. Alright, looking pretty decent on this side. Not bad. On this side, enemy just didn't do a whole lot. I'm actually a bit surprised by their inactivity. Not gonna lie. And take that. They might take the airfield back though. I can see them do that, but that's totally fine. Let's use the Piaggio with 2 scouting to scout this area. I'm extremely paranoid about this unit. Okay, well, maybe it's just not there anyway. Like, at some point I'm gonna have to give up on that. Right, so this is a tad too risky for me. Going back. No, that's not good enough. Still have a fighter out here. Sure. Alright, let's start going on the counteroffensive. Guess first of all though, let's make sure that nearly all of my troops will get deployed. Enemy can't really move in here. They could attack with both of these, but then they're done. Okay, one more unit left. Another Strat bomber. could you go? Definitely not around here. Or up there. Guess I'll leave them to get fuel and ammo for now. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. So let's see how this goes. Not too well, unfortunately, but hey, at least it's my auxiliary unit. Very nice. So there is still this Suda over here, but the rest of these places are, yeah, they're only auxiliary or secondary objectives. That's how you call them, secondaries. Let's get you here for the mass attack bonus. Take back the airfield. Now there's only one enemy unit remaining here. And then finally I have this airfield secured. So enemy on the counteroffensive. Definitely should have bombed that first. Silly me. Yep, definitely looking to push you down. But I don't need to, because my luck is once again impeccable on this map. Look, some missions you have all the bad luck, and then other missions you have all the luck. It's just what can you do? Start trying to dig out this artillery, which is probably going to be a bit of an issue soon. Okay. Because the enemy can only move forward through here. And going through the mountains is pretty much impossible for them. They'll be blocked out here. So 1, 2, 3. So I can pretty much move up in here safely without them attacking me as well. Like, this is totally safe. Okay. Don't remember whether that thing had 3 range or 2. If it's 3, that might be a bit of a problem, because then I can't actually attack like that. We'll attack up here though, feel pretty safe. I'm surprised I haven't seen any Hurricanes and or Spitfires yet. I kinda expected those to show up as well. But surprisingly they didn't. Which honestly I find pretty odd. Let's still refuel here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do forward air reconnaissance. So I'm gonna start bombing there on the next turn. . Okay, great. Start getting a bit of intel. And let's start moving those destroyers back, because there is no cruiser. At least it doesn't look like it. And if it shows up now, my forces have landed. And so I'm not too concerned anymore. Very passive AI on this mission. Although this unit wasn't there before, so they're definitely launching a counteroffensive. I want to start moving forward with my units though, because I'm a bit slow. Nothing too much, but oh, it says Oladir, great. You can go all the way down for now. At least now I have the airfield here. So these are probably going to try and move up, either through here or here. I don't know really. Let's see if there's something down here. Might just as well start digging them out. You have to be careful here though, because those Valentines can be nasty. Right, I was busy on this side though. I think I'm pretty much done. Yeah, taking the city, it's also probably empty. But I wouldn't want the enemy to start buying units there either, which they're likely to do. So I'm going to send my paratroopers, the weakened paratroopers, out to these places in order to start taking those cities and to prevent the enemy from buying troops, because I'd be very disappointed to see the enemy buy troops. You have high defense though. These are the British. You know, I'm gonna have to move this closer to see if it's a Ranger 2. Yes. I guess I could have bombed this for that. But that was very important information. So what I want is I want the Valentine and any other enemy units to be able to see this Gebirgsjäger and to be able to attack it. So I can lure them into attacking my unit, my non-core units, and meanwhile destroy theirs. Destroy their precious few units that they have left here. They can't attack me, so I also really want this Matilda and other units to come out here, so yeah, because I don't get any protection here, so I'd rather have them attack the Gebirgsjäger. Because there's really... Okay, which is the highest defense? Is 8 and it's probably the same. Maybe should have deployed Oladir on this side. Maybe that would have been better. Well, what's done is done now. Just be a real problem because these guys might come up as well, although they're very dug in. Yeah, They are 2 stars experience though. Or do I let them repair? I do have plenty of turns left. Sure, maybe let's not attack. Alright, I don't like doing this, but let's look here. Empty. Come on. Too bad. Might try to outflank some enemy troops by moving down here, taking this. Very nice hit. Okay. Nothing else though. Just curious. So I get to destroy this and then they cannot see me anymore. That's good. I think it's most important to go after the anti-aircraft gun now. Alright, this is a bit of a risk. Probably not gonna pay off then, but hey. I'll leave the Piaggio here for bombing as well. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. I don't even know whether these are bot units or not. I would guess not. Okay. Alright, there we go. This would be a good attack. These guys would be able to follow up on that. But quite frankly, I'm fine. Oh, okay. Well, let's do even better and immediately finish it off. Like I said, my luck knows no bounds, apparently, on this map. Well, don't mind if I do. So they'd be trapped. They can't even move in here. It's either here or here. I think artillery would be pretty safe out here anyway. Right. Yeah. Let's just not overdo it though. Two, so I can't actually bomb there. Would be very nice, but I actually think I need the bombers over on this side. So just gonna move it there. Wonder if it will reach. Yeah, I'm keeping these guys here with a reason. They need to be destroyed by the anti-aircraft gun. It's unlikely, but hey. Ooh. Okay, that did not go very well, unfortunately. But these guys are now easy pickings for surrender. Or probably just outright destruction. It's not that easy, but which is going in you? Sweet. Take that. Move in. Well defended. Go out here. Oh wow, they do have a mountain unit. You know, I think maybe it might be better to send these guys out there too. If I want to go and take that city, it's probably better for me to start bombing there. Okay, so next turn taking down that anti-aircraft gun so I can start bombing there as well. Surprisingly, the anti-aircraft gun repaired. And it didn't try to do anything else. Okay. (9-4), huh? I mean, it looks pretty good. And I think I can block the enemy from getting in there by using the destroyers. So that's wager. Oh, right, they're gonna go back, of course, from the from that. Well, gives me a pretty decent opportunity to at least do that again. So, like I said, I'm gonna try and block the enemy from coming in here. They can still move through here, But then I can probably, yeah, if I block them through here too, they're not going to be able to do something like that. So finish off the anti-aircraft gun. Artillery is also very important because they can still shell with the artillery. You out here. Need to be careful of my fighter protection. These guys got this, but I need to protect there. I have to say that I am actually amazed at how smooth this operation is going. Whoop. It's just I really don't I'm without words, really. And not quickly without words, unless things go awfully awry in the last bit, which I don't really see happening, but it could be. Even this is just absurd. Like, I'm absurdly lucky here. That's just unbelievable. I'm not complaining though. Right, I have a unit right next to this anyway, so there's no real need for me to... Well, actually, what I could do... naturally just destroy this, just casually, and then also casually destroying this cavalry out here. Alright, I said I was gonna go after this. I do need to repair these guys though, or I give them fuel and ammo again. Running dangerously low. Dense suppression. Alright, let's side skirt down then. And use the Fallschirmjäger. Finish that off. I would feel a bit uncomfortable at leaving this exposed and allowing them to buy units, but since I cannot reach any of these three yet anyway, it doesn't matter whether only one is exposed or all of them, because they could just buy troops anyhow. Yeah, let's go after the artillery here. Okay, that's one of the last serious threats. Down. I'm not too sure about whether I can take the airfield just yet, so I kind of want to take this slowly, and I do have 5 turns left. Like, I need to, of course, not go too crazy here, but I think that I can afford to take a few less risks. In order to stay safe. Definitely need to dig out these guys as the next threat, but I also need to start working my magic on these. Nine, 6. Nine, 9, huh? Alright, I might be able to lure some of them into attacking that thing. So starting from next turn, I'll be right on them, and they're already jammed full, so that it's looking good at least. That's what I'm saying. These have all moved. These are all done. Yep. Scuttled. Oh right, if they can't if they're in a port and they can't retreat, they get rid of my battleship. What? I completely forgot about that mechanic. Okay. Well, lesson learned. That was something. Alright. Let's just do that first. Attack. Move you back. Oh. Oh, they have no target there. Well, I guess they can go to the other side. Let's use you to take this. You fuel and ammo, fuel and ammo. Since these guys don't have anti-aircraft guns anymore, I can also bomb here whatever I please now. So definitely start digging out these guys, and I'll probably start from the back because I have artillery for the front. That doesn't make all that much easier, but luckily I have a bunch of auxiliary units that I can toss at the enemy at a moment's notice. And even more lucky is that it doesn't matter how much damage they're going to take. They would never attack, I think, all the deer like this. So I'd rather take the chance to finish off the cavalry as well, even though these guys are now exposed. That's fine. They're going to attack that and nothing will happen really. Well, they will get destroyed, but non-core units have no value outside the scenario, so there's absolutely no reason to try and spare them or something. With some luck, they'll move down and go after this, and they'll be even more disorganized. I also leave them to attack these Fallschirmjäger. Yeah, let's move you in here, as long as my core forces are fine, so they can buy units still for one more turn, and after that turn, it is done. Nothing to go for here. Move you back. There will be no more enemy air force though. Of that I am certain. Well, not 100%, you never know. There might be a very late bomber attack. Yep, definitely attacking here. It will make my next attack that much smoother. Okay, good job. And there we are indeed. They started buying stuff. Not here yet. So let's deal with the situation up here first. Guess that's probably easiest. Fuel and ammo for you. I will attack here. Alright, for me now it's most important to make sure they don't buy any units, and I can do that by moving in here and then hoping that the Hummer won't be able to destroy this here unit. They're likely not to be able to, but it's still important to make sure. This might look a bit weird, but I'm saving my own troops. That's what I'm doing. This is not a good attack. No need to attack yet either. Oh, I need to focus everything on here because this is a nuisance. Definitely trying to suppress it first. Was messing around a bit first, but now I need to do this a bit seriously. Not that I think that they have a real chance here, but okay, suppressed down to 5. They won't surrender from this, so I kind of need to move forward then. Let's not use the crotchets and have infantry. Unfortunately, yeah, one thing that I could do though is make these guys surrender as well. And then I get to go after the enemy artillery, which they're likely to try and repair on the next turn. They might also try to destroy this. I don't see them necessarily going for the artillery, although they could. I don't know. It's up for debate, I guess. They are going for the artillery. Luckily it was only at 10 strength, so it was fine. I can just give it regulars. Please don't retreat. Oh, they will. Please don't buy any units here. Come on. Ah, they did. Ah, that is silly. And did they buy anything here? Yes, they did. An anti-aircraft gun. They're still at 2, so there's still no way that I am... Well, I can make these surrender probably, but... Yeah, because those are fully suppressed, so... Sure. Yeah, the one thing that's problematic here, though, is that anti-aircraft. And they cannot buy any more units here, so... Besides that, I'm fine, but... Yeah, it's gonna hit my KG2 here, or maybe the Piaggio, that would be better, sacrificing the Italian unit. Yeah, because next turn I can make these guys surrender, then I'll bomb them again, and... yeah, these guys can just stay there. I also took the airfield, so let's get the engineers at the ready as well. And we should be fine on this side. I think victory is secure. On this side, likely as well, but I still need a bit of work for that. Ooh. Now that is at least a decent hero. Instead of spotting. That's what I'm talking about. I'm attacking here first so they can destroy or not destroy that thing. I'm trying to lower the entrenchments on this thing. Most of all. So that I can do some decent damage to it. Okay, they shouldn't be able to buy any new units this time. No need to get all frisky because I can just wait for artillery shelling. But I will surround them with all of these non-core units. And get my artillery into place. Okay, I think I'll be safe here. Secure those. Yep. Ah, great, you went for the Italian unit. Yeah, this time they couldn't buy any more units, so now they're toast. There's nothing more to buy for me here. I could go and through all the trouble of making it surrender, but that's a bit over the top probably. Well, there we are. Okay, that's a lot more damage than I had anticipated from the Gebirgsjäger. But this is still not an attack that I want to make, so I will still just end the turn here. Let's actually move these bombers back because they will not be useful. Yep, might as well just land at their airfield. Turn 15. And grab the last victory hex. Perfect. I think that was even a near perfect run. That was absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen such a smoothless run, or I've ever had such a smoothless run in my life. I took 1 damage on the artillery, which was not over strength. And I took 1 damage on a fighter. And that's it. That's literally it. I took no prestige worth of damage because I'm gonna give them regular replacements. Right, I don't think this one was over strength at all. I think, at least. I'm not sure. This is the first part. I'm gonna check that out later. But yeah, that went crazily smoothly. So great, perfect. Let's go to the briefing. Nothing really to say here. Yeah, the decisive victory. Let's see the battlefield. That cruiser was indeed gone. I was worried for nothing. I must have miscalculated that or something. Sure, yeah, most of my auxiliaries got beat up really bad, but that went fine. I do admit I had the craziest of lucks in this mission. I don't think I've ever had so much luck as here. Like, there was literally almost no bad rolls at all. It was just landslide after landslide rolls, if you want to call it like that. It was crushing. Yeah, and that really helped me into getting a good victory. So, yeah, luck all the way. Nice. Operation Mercury has proved an astounding success. Well done, Air General. The Balkans are now fully under our control. The remnants of the British and their allies have fled to Africa, and our southern flank has finally been totally secured. This campaign is just getting started, though. Your new orders are to quickly prepare your troops for Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. Yes, it is about to begin. Russians, here we come. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in Minsk. Take care. Bye-bye.